Welcome to Home or Drink with Charleen and Ellie. Our podcast is like group chat. I still always say it.
I
The
know.
girls' brat on a night out where you spill all the gossip on relationships, dilemmas, and life.
Okay, this summer is shaping up to be the best one ever. Like, we're already lining up the festivals, the road trips, all the lot.
And you know what's back and has us in our feels? The iconic Share a Coke campaign.
I saw my name on a bottle the other day. I nearly screamed in the shop. It's like
Aw.
winning a prize. It really is. It's so nostalgic, but it's also so fun.
So whether you're at a festival dancing in the mud or sunning yourself in a park, Coca-Cola and summer is just the perfect match.
And there's something so cute about sharing a Coke with your bestie. It's such a small thing, but it makes the moment feel proper special. Whether it's singing along to bangers in the car or doing absolutely nothing but chilling, a Coca-Cola just hits different with your people.
So if you spot your bestie's name or even just someone who deserves a little pick-me-up, grab it or go online and create a custom digital Coke pack. So if I want to get my name, that's what I can do, and it's so
There
cute.
you go. Because no matter what the weather's doing, sharing a Coke with your bestie just makes it better.
Share a Coke this summer and let's make it one to remember. It's our birth month.
Birth month. Yeah, birth month. Leo ladies.
Leo season.
It really is.
Oh,
I love it.
so nostalgic. How do you feel now that you're 30?
30. Old. I don't feel 30.
Do you feel 30, flirty and thriving?
No. 30 married and getting ready to sell my
You can
soul to
still
a
be
mortgage.
flirty with your husband.
Yeah, 30 with my husband. Yeah, no, don't feel any different. I feel like as the ages go on, it all
They all
just kind
mush
of
into one.
Yeah, it does. But do you find the gap between your birthdays huge?
Yeah.
Like last year compared to now, like that year.
But it also feels so quick at the same
Do you
time.
think?
When you think of everything, it's like, how's that been a year? Do you not think like that?
I find they drag.
Really?
I find the year so long.
You
I don't
know-
know if it's because we have like a
That's-
summer birthday.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I think because our birthdays land in August, we have like, you're thinking, oh, we have 2 years nearly. Because you have half a whole year and half another whole year.
Yeah.
Basically.
It feels, I don't know what
Yeah,
it
I know
is.
what
It
you mean.
feels so long.
Whereas like Christmas to Christmas feels short
Yes.
to me.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
In my head, it just feels like such a long year. I don't know what it is.
And looking back at your last year,
God, a lot has changed.
a lot has changed.
It really has. Guys, I don't cry in the pod anymore. Woohoo! It's been a while. Thank God.
Happy tears.
Yay. But yeah, 30.
Yeah.
Whole new chapter.
Whole new
Who was
chapter.
it explaining it to us? And they were saying like that 30. It was Aoife, was it? Yeah. Aoife was saying, so she was like 30 is like the beginning because it's like the start of all the numbers, the start of a decade.
Yeah.
It's starting a new chapter nearly. Like,
Yeah, it
you know
is.
what I mean? Like in your 20s, you're like 20 something. Now I'm restarting a whole new chapter of like
True.
30 something.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun,
3-0.
isn't it?
Yeah, that is fun.
Do you feel yourself getting older? I look at you and I'm
Yeah.
like, Charlene, if someone asked me that, like, lost Charlene, 23, 24.
I wish.
No.
Oh, I feel like every year it comes around, I'm like, I'm gonna feel so old. But then when I turn that age, I'm like, oh, that's not old.
Will you
I'm
stop?
gonna be 27.
You're a young pup.
27.
You're
I just
a
feel.
young one.
Oh no, I don't know.
27's a nice age. It reminds me of being 17.
Same.
You're on that kind of like,
Yeah, and I'm still like early 20s. If I really push it, I was only just out my early 20s.
yeah.
But I did really like 26.
Did you?
I feel like it was a good year.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like I think as you get older, I like just like myself more
That's
as
so lovely.
a person.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you spend so many years like beating yourself up and like hating things about yourself, picking
Comparing
apart,
yourself
but
and-
like
yeah.
you just end up. Age is actually nice that way. That you just become like way more comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, everybody says that about 30s as well. 20s is the years that you're finding yourself. You're like, she found herself in Bali. Like,
I'm gonna find myself in Bali because I'm going.
well, that's what they say about
Yeah.
like 20s is like exploring and like
Yeah.
all that. And then 30s, you're like, I'm so happy with who I
Yeah,
am.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's so nice,
100%.
isn't it?
Because you spend too long not feeling like that.
yeah. We're all here for one short life.
Yeah.
Can't live
And you
like
don't know when it's gonna be gone.
No, you
No.
can't live like that.
I'm finding myself in Bali. That's my birthday treat to myself.
Dead right.
Finding myself in Bali.
Yep.
But not for a while. A few months more.
Yeah.
To go. Yeah. Can't wait to be 27.
Old and bold.
Leo ladies.
Yay.
So this week on How I Drink, we are delighted to be joined by Paul Merriman, aka AskPaul. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
So we want to talk how to save. So I think it's something that we all have to do, but it's like you don't want to think about it. You kind of put it off.
You
You're
put
like,
on the
I
long
just
finger for
won't.
as long as you
As long as you can. Because if you don't think about it, it doesn't have to happen.
Doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
But we do need to think about
Yeah.
it. And we're at very different stages. So I'm definitely not at a stage where I want to buy a house just yet. But Ellie is you would like one, you're in the process of looking.
Yep.
So we wanted to talk about saving in general and like tips that you
Where
have.
to begin?
Right, okay.
Well, first of all, let's give us a bit of background on you.
Yeah,
And
okay.
who you are.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of AskPaul. We started AskPaul about, I think it's 8 or 9 years ago now. I followed Gary Vaynerchuk online. He's a big US
Oh, Gary
content
V,
creator.
yeah,
Gary V,
love him.
And he started talking about just making your kind of passion onto, I think it was Snapchat in the day. Instagram wasn't even around, and Facebook. We did that, went quite well, and blew up during COVID-19. So we now have over 18,000 clients and 170 staff.
Wow.
And yeah, we do about 400 to 500 consultations for people on a weekly basis. So of all different backgrounds, all types of income. So we kind of really believe that financial planning is for everybody. You don't have to have a certain salary. So yeah, that's basically what we do at AskPaul. Quite passionate about it and love what we do, luckily enough.
Have you always been like money mad? Have you always been saving mad?
I'm a spender,
Okay.
ridiculously
Same.
enough. Yeah. I love spending it, and I've always been. Look, I think when I was a kid, I used to have 2 or 3 jobs and just try to always make as much money as I could to spend it on having
What you
Yeah.
wanted.
good things and
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a good time, and that's kind of played through right the way. So yeah, so I think when I was working even like as a kid, and then we started to practice about, I think it was 2019. We started with a company called Pax Asset Management, and then the AskPaul brand came about 4 or 5 years after that. We thought we might get 1 or 2 leads a week for our clients, and it just literally blew up. It was insane. Started doing radio, started doing TV. Within a couple of weeks, was on Virgin, and then we just couldn't keep up. Like it just escalated. And then come COVID-19, it was quite weird because typically before COVID, I'd meet somebody, say, in work to talk about maybe their workplace pension or talk about maybe a mortgage or what they want to do, and you never see their partner or spouse. And then from COVID, it's just everything was couples because everyone was at home on Zoom.
Okay.
So all the consultations just turned into couples overnight, where usually you'd only ever be dealing with one person.
Yeah.
I think that's been massive in financial planning because a lot of people are now thinking about, talking about buying houses or thinking about what would it look like if we do retire early, or what's your kind of real financial goals you want to set up a business. Like, they're all things that you need money to do.
Yeah, of course.
So I think it's cool to see more couples interact together with their finances than ever before.
Yeah.
I'm in the industry over 20 years. So massive shift in the last 5 years.
Like years ago, would you have seen it very separate?
Oh, 100%. You'd never
Would
see the
it?
partner spouse.
Okay.
Like, very rare.
Really?
Yeah. 'cause
Man had the money and he kind of sorted
I wasn't
it
going to say
kind of
that.
thing.
You
Yeah,
said that.
I said it.
Was it the man? I would have thought it was the woman.
No, it would have been typically.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it was probably 50-50. It depends on the work site you go into. So some people might have a company pension plan. They bring us in to do what's called a corporate wellness talk about money, how to manage their money. Probably everyone want to talk about in a few minutes. And then someone will come up saying, I'm looking to do, top up my pension, or I'm thinking about getting a mortgage, or how do I start investing for the first time, or I'm looking to do something for kids' educations.
Yeah.
And that would just because they're in work. So their partner spouse isn't with them. So
Yeah.
you make all the decisions there. They might go off and check in with their partner spouse and come back and sign
Chat about it,
documentation. But you'd never meet them. But like I said, now most of our consultations, we do 90% are on, 99.2% are online. And then the 8% are people will come into our office in Splurging, into our boardroom. And now they're more families. So people transferring wealth down to other generations and kids taking over businesses.
Wow.
And then we do a lot of business consultation for people setting up business for the first time, or in business that don't really know
What to do.
what they're doing or feel. Yeah, they know how to. Especially, I suppose, a lot more younger women when they're in the kind of trade, maybe hairdressing and that type of stuff, where they're doing nixers and they don't know how to make themselves a limited company. They're maybe not paying the tax properly. They're afraid of the tax man when you don't need to be. So just trying to demystify all that for them to make sure they go legit, because you can't get a mortgage then if you don't have legitimate income. So I was trying to help that as well.
We definitely, like, even like company wise, and like hearing words like limited company and sole traders and revenue and all this, you're going, hold on a minute.
And it's never.
What is this?
It's never something that you think you have to think about, but like it was for us. Like we had to start thinking about all that, and like people like hairdressers, like anything, it's such a big thing. And sometimes people are paying more tax than they should.
Yeah.
If they're staying as a sole trader when they could be.
Sole trader's a nightmare. If you're making any type of decent money, you don't need to be a sole trader. It's the worst thing. You're literally just leaking tax to the tax man for no reason. Like, you're literally writing checks every October.
I didn't realise
just
that
for the
until
crack.
I was told properly, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
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 What's
And they won't give you the money back.
No, definitely.
Money back off them, are you mad?
It's not
What's
happening.
the most common thing you see when like an Irish person comes in? Like when you explain some different things Are they like, oh my God, that doesn't seem as bad as it seemed? They're like, what's their misconception about saving and all that?
I think the biggest misconception is sole traders and tax, honestly, between everybody. It really is. Because once you're a PAYE worker, your tax is sorted for you. You get your wage at the end of the week or the end of the month.
I feel like you don't notice it because you don't pay it yourself.
You don't.
It just comes out.
You don't. So I think the biggest thing is getting people to go into a limited company, keep the money. Like a limited company can be a really big wealth builder for people. You keep a lot of money in there. You pay way less tax. So you can use it to really secure yourself or your family and yourself and your family's future. So I think that's the biggest misconception. After that, people kind of get confused about investing. People don't know how to invest. It's actually quite easy. I think there's so much content online. I think a lot of people watch content now, where the algorithms work. You'll start watching, say you watch one of my videos, you might then find some dude from America telling you to buy the S&P 500 or go on to Robinhood. It doesn't exist in Ireland. And then people are going down a rabbit hole trying to buy something they can't even buy here. Because they're different jurisdictions, so different systems, different taxes. And we're disadvantaged in Ireland because we're only a few million people. You know, we're in the UK, we've got 66 million people. So all the big tech and all the cheaper investments are technically over
can
there.
We not invest in other?
You can, but not as cheaply.
Not as cheaply, right?
Yeah, not as cheaply. Like in the UK, in the US, there's a big system called Robinhood, and that's a platform you can invest on. It's practically free, but you'd never get anything here because they give it to you for free, but like Revolut, they then sell you something else. So, so people think they go down rabbit holes in different jurisdictions and they don't realise what's available in Ireland.
Okay.
So I know I would say this. I'd always say just get a financial planner, have a consultation, and find out about your own
what
life.
you can do with it.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different. I mean, yours two are completely different. You know, different stage of lives, different goals, ambitions. So, you know, you can't really just look at the same content and get the same thing from it.
It's everyone will take something different out of it.
Yeah, it's so unique to everybody.
Is there an age where you should start saving? Like ideally, if you were to look at someone would be like, you should start.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think you should be, you should be saving a little bit of money if you can, obviously, as soon as you get a job, okay? But I am a big believer in really enjoying your 20s, and especially your early 20s. I'm 43, and I wish I probably had done that a little bit more,
really?
To be honest with you.
Work less.
Thank God we're hearing that off you.
Yeah, that's
really
great.
Let's go to Brown Thomas. But yeah, I suppose, and when you like I said, I've got over 20 years experience and we've done thousands of financial plans for people. And yes, if you look at a spreadsheet will tell you if you're 20 and you invest or save for the next 40 years, you're going to be way better off than someone that starts 10 years later. That's obvious.
Yeah.
But the spreadsheet doesn't know your life. So a spreadsheet doesn't know what your goals and ambitions are, how we were raised, what way money was in the household. So I'd always say kind of go with your gut. And I think towards your 30s, you should definitely start putting a little bit of a system in place by saving a little bit of money. And you mentioned earlier on, like you don't like talking about saving or saving your money because it goes.
Or thinking about it. It stresses me.
So just automate it. Just literally set a direct debit up to save the day you get paid and put a very small amount of, like even something like £100 a month to start with. And then just try and increase it every 12, 16, 20 weeks, every year even.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a habit and it just gets bigger and bigger.
Is that what it is? It's a habit that you just
have
to
to
get into
100% a habit,
yeah.
And you should put it in an account that you don't have access to. So don't, like if you're a Bank of Ireland customer, don't use your Bank of Ireland savings account because you can see it all the time. You log.
I'm just like,
sometimes you see your savings account and you're going, I'll just
spend it.
Take a bit out of that.
That looks like that could afford
Yeah, of course. Of course. And it's important as well to have a goal. I don't believe you're just saving for the crack because you're not going to last. Like you're not. You're going to spend it. You're going to look at it and go, I need this more.
Yeah.
Where if you have a goal, where it's a house or whether it's a holiday or a wedding or whatever's going on in your life, it's so much easier to save for the goal.
Yeah.
That's true.
I do think that everyone should try and get to a situation where they have at least 500 to €1,000 stashed aside though, as quickly as
For a
possible
rainy
in
day.
emergency fund.
My mum calls it runaway money.
Yeah.
She's not run away from my dad, or she calls it runaway money.
I said that about my mum on a radio interview before and caused ructions at home. My dad didn't know about the runaway money.
My mum always says it, Ellie, just have your runaway money.
No, it's more emergency fund because think if you have that €1,000 and just something as simple as a car breaking down or a fridge freezer or something with the
insurance or
anything
something,
comes.
Anything.
It stops you borrowing it. Stops you going to the credit card. Stops you going to the credit union. Stops you having a repayment then. So I think as a buffer, that €1,000 is probably the most important thing before anything else, before investing, pensions, mortgages, anything. And then if you're self-employed, you know, you definitely need more than €1,000 because if you don't go to work, you know, for anything.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's a really cool product called income protection. It's like a insurance policy that if you can't go to
I'm
work,
looking at that.
if you don't go to work for due to an accident, sickness, or illness, 75% of your salary is covered by the company and the social welfare. So it's a real. They're the two, like the very basic level of financial planning. They're the two things everyone needs. And especially if you're someone that's like a trade, you're on your tools, and you need your hands to go to work. Like if you get any type of an accident or a sickness and you can't stand your feet, you're literally on social welfare. So you could be going from like 500 to 700 quid a week down to 150 quid a week. And if you've got kids, you've got a mortgage, or you've got rent, you're done. So it's great talking about saving and the future goals and having all those really big things in life, but it's making sure that our job, I think, as financial planners, make sure your clients are protected first in case anything goes wrong. Not nice to talk about.
But it's the reality.
But it's the reality. Things go wrong.
I think that's nice to hear that. Like 500 to 1,000 doesn't seem too daunting for someone to have, to do. It's just like to have it there, and that's a starting point.
And you can do it over a year. You don't have it today. So if you don't have it today, don't panic. You know, maybe put 50 quid aside and try another 50 quid in 2 or 3 months' time, or whatever you get there next year or two. But I think that's it. That's the basics. I think once you have those two things, €1,000 and an income protection policy in place. And income protection, you get tax relief on it, and it's ridiculously cheap to young girls. Like, people in their 20s or 30s, it's ridiculously cheap.
Because you're so young, you're not.
Because you're so young, and like the insurance company knows, statistically speaking, you're not going to use the policy, so it's like ridiculously cheap. And then revenue wanted you to have it, or the government wants you to have it because they don't want to have you relying on them. So they give you tax relief on it. So it's either 20 or 40% off. So I think that's where I would start at the very beginning, foundation.
Like I remember being in primary school, and did you do it in primary school, doing that post office squirrel
squirrels
book?
I didn't know a squirrel book.
I had this.
Did you know?
No. You collected these stamps.
Where are you from?
Wasn't it? You collected stamps or something.
Yeah, you did. Sammy the squirrel thing. Yeah, I had them.
Did you?
I'm 43. We're still going around when you were around there. Because I remember you used to go to my nanny and granddad's, and my granddad would always give us £1. And then I'd go into school on the Monday. And someone from the post office be in the school on the Monday, and you give them the £1. They give you 2 50-pence stamps.
I feel like back then
it was a tenner. The book was a tenner then.
And you get a book at the end of it.
And then you had your
fill in
tenner.
the book with your stamps. So you bring a book in every week. It was a great way to encourage saving. It was genuinely.
And then I had I still have it actually, a credit union, but in a good sense, I forget about my credit union all the time. So I used to be a work and makeup artist, and it was cash, obviously. So I'd put my cash in there. Forget about it. My rainy day money.
Yeah, no, it's a good way.
Is your communion money still there?
No, my makeup money.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said communion. Sorry.
That's a good place actually, because the credit union's great. I love the credit union from that, because I'm going to be bad to them now, but their IT infrastructure is so crap that you can't see the money.
It never worked.
No, guys, I found a way. I did.
Yeah, so I think the more complicated it is to get your money, the less likely. Well, if you have your Bank of Ireland app and you have your money beside you, it's much easier to dip into. So I think get your savings set up with a direct debit, and just automate it. Happens every month. Start something small. Forget about it. Put it into an account that you don't have. Another really bad company is the EBS. They're horrendous, so I use them.
Are they?
They're from IT point of view. That's where I have my kind of cash and long-term savings, short-term savings. So because they're just bad on IT, and you have to go into the branch. You can't take out too much cash. It's just painful to deal with. Sorry to the EBS.
No, but that might be a good thing.
But it locks away your money, and it stops you going in to get it. So it works quite well.
Yeah. What's the biggest financial mistake that you see people making in maybe their 20s or 30s?
Not paying back debt. So people leave it to Australia. And thinking, I won't pay that credit card, I won't pay that car loan.
So they rather get here and then go there.
Yeah, they go and they forget about it. Or in fairness, a lot of people do genuinely forget about this day. And they might leave money behind to cover the debt, and then they forget about it, or time it was on Australia, they're never going to come home. They come home, they can't get a mortgage. Or like I've been in consultations with couples when they don't know the other person has bad debt. I mean, you're like, it's a night, like you turn into a counsellor rather than a financial.
I was going to say you're like
it's
couples
tough.
counsellor.
Around the room.
So I would say anyone going for a mortgage that you think you might have an issue, if you don't want to tell your partner or spouse, go get what's called a central credit register check.
Your CRS thing?
Yeah, it's
I get that. I'm terrified of it.
So you just get it, put it in, it comes back. For majority of people, nothing on it, but if it comes back and you have an issue, it could be 2 to 5 years before a bank will lend you.
Yeah.
And if you've saved and been flat out on daft with your partner for like a year, and then this is the last thing.
The last thing you need to do, and
it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So that's the biggest disaster, I suppose, is when that goes wrong for people.
And does it matter how much of a, say you had a grand loan you didn't pay back? Does it matter how much?
Difference? No, once it's above 500 quid, it goes onto the CCR, and it goes from the date you repair it, not the date you had the error. So if you say, I'm just using the example of Australia for something I came across before, but loads of people have debt that they didn't pay back, or they forgot, or they ended up in financial difficulty, they lost a job, or someone got sick. There's loads of legitimate reasons why people get, bad debt as well. But the banks will look at it as if it had to have repaired itself for at least 2 years in repair. So if you only found out about it today, or you only started to repair it today,
2 years ahead,
only one bank will look at you 2 years. Most of them are 5 years.
Right.
And look at where house prices are. Like, imagine I had been the problem 3 or 4 years ago. Like, not only are you renting for an extra 3 or 4 years, house price have also increased by say 30% as well. So that's a financial absolute disaster for somebody. So if you are watching and you think you or your partner or spouse may have had an issue in the past, you're thinking, if even not going down the mortgage journey, just try and solve that problem for yourself sooner or later, because it will always come back to bite you in the backside. Sooner or later.
And what about loans in general? It's okay to get them as long as you pay them back, or no?
Yeah, of course. I mean, technically speaking, a good financial plan, again, go back to the spreadsheet thing, a good financial plan, you want your client to own all their money. As soon as you sign a document for a loan, you're now giving the bank a percentage of your money for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, obviously longer. For a mortgage, absolutely fine. But for short-term debt, you want to kind of stay away from it and try and save. So if you are someone that has a lot of short-term debt, get the €1,000 emergency fund ASAP, and then every other penny should be about clearing all your debts, and then you own your income. I think people, I've done it, I've borrowed before. So, people look at something shiny or new, or they want to get it, and they have the money and they have the cash flow. But I think everybody after 6 months kind of regrets it, looks and goes, they really need that. Now that's coming out of my bank every month for the next 5 years. New car smell's gone, or the holiday's gone, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's holidays over.
Like I said, I am a spender, but I think if you can spend your money, save it and spend it, or invest it and save it rather than borrowing, it's going to be all the better, because it's too easy to borrow now. Like, it's way too easy. Like, even look at Klarna is on. You can get Klarna now for Deliveroo. Like,
did they not go in the bank for? Did they not go back?
Mental.
I one of them. Saw something.
People just don't. People get away with it though, not paying it back.
But they just like, it's madness. Imagine ordering a pizza and trying to put it on payment schedules. Like, but that's just so if somebody is young, say they're 18, 19, and they're going out with someone for the first time, and they're getting taken, whatever the situation. It's just,
I would have been laughing.
Thank God. Rubbing my hands.
It's so easy to borrow. You just want to try and just stay away from borrowing if you can.
Really.
But fair is, most people will borrow for a car. Which I think is fine. But you want to be kind of borrowing for a second-hand car, not a new car, because a new car just loses so much
value.
Don't tell me you have a new one coming in 2 weeks, Paul.
Do you? Oh, I've got a new car. Yeah, lovely.
There you go. There's more news.
I heard, now tell me if this is really bad advice. Years ago, when I first started saving, someone told me, you should take out loads of small loans.
No.
Yeah, and pay them back.
That's absolute nonsense.
I did do that. When I was, but my thought process was, I was like,
that the bank see it looks good.
No, so that's remember I told you about that content that people watch in America.
Yeah,
so in America is massive. So in America, you have to have good debt before they give you like a mortgage.
Credit score.
And the credit score. And the better your credit score, the cheaper your debt is.
We don't have that here.
We don't have that here. All you have is bad debt. So people take out loans thinking they're doing the right things, miss a payment, they can never get a mortgage. So, or not never, but we're waiting a long time. So no, that's a really, really, really good point to bring up, because I've heard, actually my mum got me to do this in the credit union.
I got in the credit union
when I was 16, marched me up, get a loan. I was like, what?
Why?
Like, and I got like €1,000 loan out. I had to pay it back.
So that's a real American thing, is it?
Real American thing, but a lot of misinformation out there. And especially around how to use credit union accounts as well. But you should never do that. I mean, it's a disaster. Like, you're just borrowing and you're paying interest. Like a credit card is like 15 to 23% in Ireland, and like a credit union loan is now around 7. I think maybe lowest you can get up to maybe 9.5%. So you're just literally paying on that €1,000. You're just paying back an extra 800 or 900 quid for no reason.
What's your opinion on credit cards?
Hate them with a passion. Although,
really? Do you have one, Paul?
I do, and I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why I haven't, and this is not a sponsored post for anybody.
Is it
but
for airlines?
I've got the Aer Lingus Bank of Ireland credit card, which is, now I have it through the company, so there's two of them. People don't notice. They have the personal one, but it isn't as good as the corporate one. So the corporate one's much better. So obviously with the company credit card, if I'm going out with meals with clients or I'm travelling or doing anything, use my corporate credit card. So the Aer Lingus system, you get Avios points on it as well. And then you get to use Fast Track when you're going through for an Aer Lingus flight for free.
Lovely.
And you get to use the Aer Lingus Lounge, which is quite cool as well if you're hanging around, especially if your flight's delayed or anything. And then you get two free flights, so you can use your Avios points as well. So I think if you spend over 5k, you get 2 free flights unlocked with Aer Lingus. European, European flights. So yeah, I think that's a really cool. Now the reason
there's benefits to that kind of.
And the reason why I hate saying it is that someone listening or watching might then go off and get themselves a credit card
I'm gonna get one.
and run up a load of debt on the back of not being able to manage the 1 to 10k credit limit you get. So, one of my biggest ever financial flaws was I got a credit card. I used to work not too far away from here. My first job was in Royal Sun Lines when I was 18. I sat beside this guy called Pato. I've told the story before, so he won't mind, but he convinced me to get an MBNA credit card. I mean, I ran it because I was living on Grafton Street. I was in Lily Bordello's every single weekend as if I was a hero. And it was gone within 2 months. But how he explained that, so I'll never forget this, you only paid a minimum back. Now, I was 18, had my first job, and I didn't know anything about finance. I was working in an insurance company. That $5,000 was still hanging around my neck when I think it was 23, 24. Really? We'll never get rid of it. Because when you pay the minimum, you're only paying a bit off the interest, and it just keeps gross rolling up. It's like a money lender. It's ridiculous.
Adding on.
It's ridiculously difficult. So that's why I hate credit cards and why I hate giving advice on the Aer Lingus card at Bank of Ireland, because so if you're watching this or listening to it, please don't just go out and take a mad expensive get yourself into mad debt just to have 2 free flights. Like, obviously, just buy your flights for 50 quid. But I do have one, because you asked the question, I will be honest, I do have one, and I use it for that reason.
Okay,
And has that got interest on it then as well?
I will clear it every month from me.
So there's no interest if you clear it?
No, there's not much. So credit cards, if you just take a credit card, you pay it back. You don't have to pay any interest. So it's only the interest. It's only if you go over.
Charleen straight away now.
So end of the month you pay back.
Yeah, you just have to pay back your interest. Just pay it back at the end of the month. Because once you start leaving credit cards for months and years, when the head starts crucifying you. So so I think a really, really astute, I'm going to be very honest, there were 20,000 odd clients. I don't remember ever coming across someone that really astutely used a credit card, to be honest with you. Actually, I have one client who is American, because they are really good at managing debt, because they need to. But after that, I don't know anyone that's used credit cards efficiently in Ireland. No. To be honest with you.
I kind of like that about us, though, that we're not a real credit card country.
Yeah.
No, it's not as
no. Remember my dad had one, but he it was probably like that. It was hanging over him for years, and he just one day said, "I need to clear that off, cut the card, don't want it anymore."
I think everyone's really aware from a financial point of view that credit cards. I think everyone knows credit cards are bad trouble.
I'd be like,
to spend it. So if you do have a credit card, you just make sure that you're only spending what's coming into your wages that week or month. So it gets cleared straight away. But that Avios point system is really good, though.
Isn't it? We have it as well.
Have you linked your Uber to it?
I need.
You get 500 Avios points.
And every time you travel, then by the way, I didn't even know Uber was in Dublin. I always just use free now. But
it's good.
So I use Uber when I'm over in Portugal, or if I'm in London for work. I'd always use Uber. But it racks up the Avios points big time. And so was it Deliveroo? I put Deliveroo on the other day as well.
You can buy
booking.com.
So
Aer Lingus, sponsor us, please.
So is there such thing as guilt-free spending? Like, can we enjoy our money and still be smart at the same time?
You should be enjoying 95% of your money. Your
money, really? A lot.
Yeah, it should be just 5%, maybe not 90%, 10%. But just again, if you have a goal, so think about it. You go out and you work, you leave, whether it's a partner, spouse, kids, budgies, parents, wherever you're living with. However you leave your day, you go out and you do a hard day's work, come back, get paid at the end of the week or the end of the month. It's vitally important. That money is there to be enjoyed and to enhance your life. It's there for the trips, it's there for the nights out, it's there for the meals, it's there for whatever you're doing with your money. Make you feel good in whatever way, whether it's the gym or whether it's makeup or whatever you're doing. You should definitely go on a money diet at some stage of your life. It's usually if you're buying a house. Or it's usually if you're getting married. So people usually knuckle down and save really hard for a year or 18 months. And that's all you want to do. You don't want to be doing that forever. That is a really crap way to live life. And if you have a lifestyle and you have an income that doesn't match your lifestyle and you need a second job, get a second job. If you need a third job, get a third job. Deliver pizzas, do whatever you have to do to get the money you want to have and enjoy your life. But just don't, there's so much negativity. Like, money is there to enhance your life. It's a really good thing. It's not a bad thing. We all need it. I'm not saying it makes you happy. It can cause more problems for people than good. Seen that with a lot of winners in the past, for example. But typically speaking, the majority of us can get our wages and go enjoy our money. And it's usually with people you'd want to be with. It's usually nights out, it's usually holidays away. So I'm a big believer in building plans for people that allows them to spend at least 90, if not even 95% of their income, and just have 5 or 10% working in the background. Unless someone wants something like the wedding or the mortgage or something big in the next year or two. But yeah, I think other than that, spend it. It should be guilt-free. If it's not guilt-free,
there's something wrong.
There's something wrong. Yeah, and it's usually debt. It's usually people spend the credit card, or they know they've got a credit union loan to go on a holiday, and they're halfway through the holiday and they've hangover.
They're going on.
Oh shit! To go back to this 500 quid a month for a payment that I haven't told me Mrs. about.
What kind of sacrifices do people have to make on like that money diet, like you said, for like a house or a wedding? Like, is it like cutting down on?
Yeah, so I go extreme on it. I go all in. Yeah, so I go the complete opposite way. Like, I would go. Yeah, I'd literally because again, if you have a goal. Like anything, if you have a goal and you think you can achieve it quicker and you can get the house quicker, or you can, not say people you have a date for a wedding anyway, but yeah, if it's a big goal like a house in particular and you're saving for a deposit, I think you just knuckle down and literally, don't do the coffees, don't do nights out, just put yourself on a real harsh money diet and get as much cash as regular as possible.
To have an amount or a timeline? Do you know what I mean?
It's usually the amount because it's 10%. Typically speaking, most people are buying at a 10% deposit. And especially if you're renting and if you can't use the help to buy. I mean, the help to buy is where the government give you up to 30 grand back for a new home. If you're living in Dublin, you can't buy a new home for less than 500 grand anyway. So it's pointless. Like it's just ridiculous. So you're going to be looking at probably a second-hand property. Now you need a 10% hard cash. So you need that 30 or 40k. So I would be money diet, I'd be delivering pizzas, I'd be doing whatever it was, 3 jobs, whatever it took to get that 30 grand to move on with my life. It would kill me to say I can do it in 3 years and still have a holiday and still have a couple of nights out. I'd be. That's just me though.
You'd rather
I'd rather get it done and move into the house and get the whole thing. Like just get the goal, smash it, move on with your life. I mean, because like it's small time sacrifice in that example of maybe having a really harsh money diet, but it's sacrifice for something that's really good. Like it's something you're going to have for the rest of your life. It's something you're moving into, all your hopes and aspirations or your dreams, and maybe get married from the house, have kids from the house, like loads of different things will happen in the house.
That's true.
So try and get into it quickly and stop renting as well. I mean, that's just a disaster.
How are people doing? Yeah, so me and Charleen are in very different stages. Char is a renter. I'm very blessed and lucky to still be at home with my mum and dad, and I don't pay rent at all. They're
scam.
No, I don't pay rent.
Scam them.
Yeah.
No,
give me their number.
No, I've done things in the past to help my mum and dad out in their house.
Yeah, you have,
but I don't give them like a weekly wage.
So you can save easier then.
Yeah, I can save.
So loads of people do that. I know loads of clients that move back to their parents' house to save as well. Yeah. So that's okay.
Well, how hard do you think it is? Like, say for someone like in Char's instance, she's obviously renting somewhere. How hard is it to rent, save?
That's practically impossible. Like it's practically impossible. Like I mean, rents are what too? Like they're around like 1,800 to 2.5 grand, depending on where you're at. So I mean, like if you look at
live with me for free in the gaff when I'm moving, okay?
A 400,000 euro mortgage. So if you're 30 years of age, a 400,000 euro mortgage up to say for a 35-year term, it's going to be about 1,800 quid a month for a 400 grand mortgage. So if your renting is 1,800 quid, you can afford the mortgage, but you only need a 40 grand deposit. So like,
how are you getting that as well?
And most people, even for couples, even if there is 2 incomes coming in, but point the rent and then you have a car, insurance, tax, the usual stuff on top of that. Like it's 3 grand disappearing before you do anything. So you could possibly save for the next 2 to 3 years and get your tour. But the problem is that 400 grand house is now 500 grand by the time you get there. Now you need a 50 grand deposit. So it's just a never ending. You can never catch up with house prices. It's an absolute shit show. Like you're just never going to catch up. So I think if it was me and I was in my 20s and I was renting, I'd be making it I'm looking at anyone in particular. I can't even look at it. I'd be making it my absolute goal to get the property ladder sooner rather than later.
Would you?
Yeah, would you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'd like to buy, I think, an apartment first rather than a house.
I'd be up for buying the apartment first if you can then get yourself in the financial situation to buy a house and rent the apartment out.
Oh yeah,
so
that's what.
So keep the apartment for yourself as a rental property.
Yeah.
So that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I think the problem for apartments, again, everyone's different in life, is that once kids come along, if someone's planning having kids, they're going to have kids, and obviously about you, but just they find it very difficult with the apartments, space-wise. And then if there's not going to be a property there for the next 10 years anyway. So you should be able to set, it's going, and then rent. You're always going to be able to rent that apartment out. So what I find clients end up doing when they're in a rental situation or have an apartment that they own, and kids come along, that it gets very expensive. Life. So then they end up renting the apartment out and going to rent a house, and then they're stuck in that situation forever. And that's a bit of a disaster, in my opinion.
And you own the apartment, but you're renting.
Yeah, you're renting it out. It doesn't suit you anymore, and that's a really bad situation to be in, because it's just really, really difficult, and you end up being a landlord. An accidental landlord. So, and there's a lot of people in that situation from the financial crash where they would have had apartments or had houses, and they end up having to move out because they couldn't buy, and their house prices are too expensive. Never going to be able to buy a house. Never going to be able to sell an apartment. It can be really messy. So my advice would usually always be a 3-bed. For that reason, rather than the apartments. But apartment living can be cool. So it is a cooler way to do it. But I always say try and rent the apartments, but try and buy property.
My dad was really into me buying an apartment. He was saying, Ellie, and like you said, the house prices in Dublin, it's a nightmare. Would you not just buy an apartment? But all I kept thinking of was my dog. I said, where's my dog going to go?
But apartments aren't even cheap either.
They're not cheap.
They're not. We look at them, we're like, I thought
exactly.
No.
In his head, I think he thought you'd get an apartment quicker because they're so much cheaper.
They're not that much cheaper.
No.
And they come with the management fees, obviously. So some estates will have management fees, houses wise, but the management companies and apartments are an absolute disaster. Like you look up around South County Dublin there towards the Beacon, like a lot of those couldn't sell them for years because of fire safety issues and the management companies going bang and bust.
Wow.
People not paying their fair share for the rent and for the management companies, and they're very I think they're a nightmare. Personally speaking, sorry.
My plan's gonna
no.
We're thinking
get a 3-story, just live in the top and just pretend that's your apartment.
Okay,
that's your way.
Yeah. I just love being around with the people though and being in little pods.
It's fun.
Yeah. No, they are great, and there's loads of people probably listening to watch that are going to be in a situation where they can only be in an apartment, buying an apartment, which is absolutely fine as well. I'm just saying, technically speaking, from experience over the 20 years, a good few people do get caught with the apartments.
You get stuck in it.
Yeah, they can get stuck in it easily, but loads of different things are so much out of your control. So just be careful with them. Yeah, be careful.
Speaking of a plan, that mine all is changing now. Should we have a 5-year plan? Is that like a myth? Or is it real?
Please tell me it's a myth, because I have a plan.
You don't need a plan.
I don't like thinking about 5 years.
You need a goal. Yeah, and every goal should have a time frame.
Yeah.
So the personal finance is very like the gym and personal fitness. Like, I mean, you have to stand on scale, see where you are, take a picture, see where you want to be in 6 months, 12 months time, and you go from there. So the finance is the exact same thing. It's just, where am I today financially? Where do I want to be? How do I get there? How long is it going to take me? And can I get there quicker? I think, although I'm a financial planner, I try and help people sort their financial plans generally within 1 or 2 consultations. Okay. I don't tend to take them 5 years to do anything.
Okay.
Now, it might take, sort of 1 or 2 consultations, might take them a year or 2 to say whatever they need to get to. But I'm not a big believer in always having a plan, unless it's business, unless you're a business owner. If you're a business owner, you need to always have a plan.
Of course. Yeah.
But if you're just talking about your personal finance, it should be just automated. You should know what's coming in, what's going out, how you have a good time with your money. That's it.
Being realistic about what.
Just be realistic, and enjoy it. I just think if you're constantly living in a state of planning with your money, you're not going to have a good relationship with money.
No. Your head be
just that. Your head be melted.
That's true.
Especially when you meet somebody then, if you're in a relationship, you got 2 people then doing it. It's
Yeah,
you just.
It's quite like an awkward conversation to have as well. I feel like when you meet someone, because it's like when do you even bring up the money thing at all?
How is your credit history?
Yeah. You do your CRS
first date.
First date. Yeah, first date. Yeah, no, it is. But I think if 2 people in particular are all hung up on planning you're not going to enjoy life.
Yeah.
I think it's there. Money's there to be enjoyed. Life's there to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
And try and make it work for you.
Yeah.
It's the most obvious thing to do and enjoy.
Yeah. And pensions we want to talk about as well.
Yeah.
When should we?
You'd be proud of us. We have pensions.
Yay!
So we'll start. Yeah, we start.
Yeah, so pensions are great. And I mean, you guys are 30 years of age. So if you look at, I think it's like 200 quid a month over 35 years, you're going to get about 8% by market return. If you invest your pension, you're going to get probably about 330 grand at the end of 35 years. If you wait for 5 years, later, and you start there saying 200 quid, you're on about 220 grand.
That's a big difference. Like
100 grand, massive difference.
5
for
years.
waiting for 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's important again for people that are listening that mightn't be in a situation where they can afford a pension. Late 20s is not a disaster, and late 30s is not a disaster, because you still have 25 years. You got 2.5 decades to sort it out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to cause panic with pensions. I'm not one of these people that goes, right, everyone needs a pension today, and cancel the coffees, cancel the nights out, get it. That's nonsense. You don't need that. That's just aggressive salespeople trying to get more money into pensions.
Yeah.
You need a healthy balance. So I think if you have pensions, great at this age. If you don't, again, you've 30 years.
Yeah.
But it does depend on what your plans are.
Do you think schools should have more education
100%.
on financial?
Yeah,
I think they should take out what subjects?
CPSE.
Almost everything.
No, CFP is good.
CFPE.
That's good.
No.
Most.
You stop
most-
doing
I'm
that.
going to say
encourage
Irish.
you.
I'm going to get slaughtered for saying Irish.
Yeah.
I'm going to get slaughtered. I just think it has to be optional.
Well, I did foundation actually.
But
So
to be fair, I
didn't
think
really make a difference.
I think it has to be either. I'll get off topic completely, but I think from Irish or even geography, some of these subjects, I love the Irish language. I absolutely love it. But I think there's a lot of kids that don't, and it's not being taught properly for them.
Yeah.
So if you put something in like financial education, like people leave school not knowing anything about tax. My first experience of tax, and yours too, was probably emergency tax in your first payslip.
Yeah, they took all my bleeding pays.
Yeah, I was in pennies.
Everyone's going, what is going on here? So and financial literacy is so important for everyone's future. Even look at what Europe are doing at the moment. Europe are trying to roll back on. Europe are realising that we don't invest enough in Europe. As European citizens, we don't invest enough compared to what they do in America or even Australia, even China to a certain degree, and what they do in the UK. So we're trying to harmonise our taxes, trying to get more people investing. That has to start with education in school.
Yeah.
So to me, a language, whether it's Irish or German or anything else, they should be optional. I'm not saying get rid of them. They should be optional. If somebody really wants to learn a language, they'll really learn a language. I'm really poor at languages.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred something for me that would have been more around maths
Beneficial
and money,
towards
and
you.
that's what I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to languages, not just picking on Irish, all of them, but I think it should be optional. I think if your parents are into Irish and you're into Irish and you've got a lot of support at home, or you want to go to a Gaelic school, absolutely amazing. I wish I could speak fluent Irish.
Same.
But I think financial literacy in school needs to be upped massively, absolutely massively. And it should start from, back to Sammy the Squirrels. We're doing them in primary school.
Yeah.
So transition year needs to be completely re-looked at for kids.
100%.
Definitely.
And I think loads of different subjects should be taken out, and it should be optional.
Really?
I don't think money should be optional.
I remember my first accountant when I started this as a job, and I was probably a sole trader or whatever I was at the time. But I remember having a specific accountant company, whatever, and she laughed down the phone at me because I didn't. And I said to her at the beginning of the call, I was like, I'm really bad at all this business stuff. I don't understand any of the words. Can you break this down in small English to me? And whatever word she was using, she made me feel like a tick.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
not
laughed
worse,
down the
that's
phone at me. And I
horrendous.
said, it's not my fault I never learned any of this.
It's not.
School
That's her job. That's outrageous. I hate that. That's
So
when
if you were to learn that in school, then you might cop onto it a little bit more, or
100%. But also, when you leave school, it's the only thing you actually use. I remember one of my teachers saying to me, you have to learn your times tables because you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket every time you walk out the door.
Yeah, we all do. We all. Actually, I had to delete mine. I had no storage on my phone.
But you should. I think everyone uses money. As soon as you leave school, it's the only thing you only use out of school.
Yeah.
You don't get taught it. It's the only thing everyone
That's
goes
actually
and
bad.
everyone goes and gets a job, and everyone has to pay income tax. And the one thing you're not taught about in school, maybe you do business studies, you get a little bit of it.
Yeah,
But
I
think
actually found business helped a little
Did
bit.
you?
Out of any other subject, I'd say that was my best one. Yeah. I take out history. I didn't like history.
Yeah, and geography. I was saying with geography. Didn't
Oh,
like
I
geography.
love my geography.
Yeah.
See, that's where that comes into it. Then you're like,
Yeah.
no, that's just
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And when I was in Malta, I was like, that's that type of rock.
You
That
knew where it
that
was.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely
I
should
know.
be taught. Maybe they
Yeah.
can take out something else.
Yeah, it needs to be taught. It
Yeah.
100% needs to be
Yeah.
taught. I think parents as well should start talking. Like they say, you develop your kind of financial literacy by the time you're 7 from your parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have seen more on TikTok about now again a lot of it is American parents, and they have these little folders for their kids, and they give their kids a tenner a week. Well, you owe me €1 rent, and give me your €1 rent, and it kind of gets them into a
Yeah, I
habit.
think Revolut's good. I think that most kids now probably over 10, maybe 10 or 11, probably have
Yeah.
Revolut accounts. Probably younger, to be fair.
My little cousin has one. He's
Yeah.
13,
Yeah.
and he can't access it. Only his mom can.
Yeah,
Or,
that's it as well.
Yeah.
And On Post have a really good one actually. On Post have the Money Magic account where you can get the kids on, but you give the kids chores through the apps.
Oh.
And you can
Oh,
pay them through the
wow.
app, which is really cool. So I like that. That's the money manager.
They know they're kind of doing something to get paid.
Yeah, you can set them in a task, say who over the house or do whatever they're going to do. But I do think, as much as we're saying the school system should be, I do think being careful about how you talk about money in front of your kids, and especially if there's any financial difficulties, is really important from shielding them from it. And then try and talk about money in a positive way, but equally not making life about money either.
Yeah.
And again, those experiences like the holidays and all those things, not talking about how much they cost or.
Do you think that has an impact on kids when they're young?
They soak everything up. Yeah.
Massive impact. Yes. It says from 7 years of age, I reckon you develop your money habits from your parents. So if your parents are like bad with money or talking negatively about money or even slagging other family members that might be good with money.
Oh, okay.
And there's just so much psychology around money in families that is really studied. So I think, make sure that you can help your kids as much by trying to talk, not talking too much about money, but positively about it when you are discussing it.
Yeah.
And trying to keep any money problems locked away and not seeing the stress that money might be causing you.
Yeah.
I think is a good idea. And then trying to get them to do chores and trying to give them money as well.
I always got pocket money and it would go up then like by the years and stuff. I feel like it gave me a good like idea of I need to do something to get money and then it was just like that's what I got.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very good thing to be doing for kids. Yeah. So it doesn't have to always happen in the schools. To be fair, it can happen at home. Yeah. It's not that difficult either.
If you were to go back to your 25-year-old self, what money advice would you give?
I'm the youngest of 4. Not get the credit card. That was 18. Clear that credit card. I'm 25. I'm the youngest of 4, so I always kind of wanted to grow up much quicker.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had a house when I was 22.
Yeah. A mortgage?
Like? Yeah, mortgage at 22. Yeah.
How did you get that?
I was working 2 or 3 different jobs at the time. Yeah.
Stop,
so
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think I probably would have enjoyed. That's what I was saying to you about our own kids. King Charles in Thailand, and I'm delighted to see them. I never did any of that. So that's one of my that's my biggest regret is not traveling when I was younger. Now I'm trying to do it with kids, which is really difficult. It's great crack. But yeah, so I think and that's why I think that the practical advice of not being too stressed about massive savings or massive plans in your early 20s. To be fair, now it's different for everybody.
I thought you were going to come in here and. Save.
No, it's not. You need
don't have a life.
No,
save.
No. It's the opposite.
It needs to be realistic, I think, because otherwise people actually will run the other way and not do it.
I think I probably would have enjoyed it more. I think it has to be enjoyed, and if you can't enjoy it because you've made bad mistakes, knuckle down, get yourself out of bad mistakes, which is probably going to be too much short-term debt, and you can get yourself out of them very easily over a 2 or 3 year period, and let yourself reset, and then enjoy it again.
Don't beat yourself up over it.
Don't bury your head in the sand. And don't keep borrowing to get out of the situation and robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Like nobody is. That's not a nice way to live life.
Yeah, no.
And you don't go to work, and don't forget we all pay taxes, and money goes into society, and you do a really good thing by going to work and creating employment for people and creating money for social welfare payments and for hospitals and roads. That's what we all contribute towards. Yeah. So it's important you enjoy it. Yeah. There's no point in stressing about it.
That's a good one. And I have a controversial question for you.
Okay.
What's your opinion on financing cars?
Okay.
It's my dream. I financed 7 cars in the last 2 years.
So I'm big into cars. I love cars. And I've bought a load of cars.
Yeah.
So I don't like PCPs. I really just like the PCPs.
That's balloon payment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one, the balloon payment. And thank you for saying that, because the car dealers came up with this trick, marketing genius, where when I was a kid growing up, you'd never take a balloon payment. Okay, because at the end of the loan, you owe them maybe 10, 15 grand.
Yeah.
They changed it into what's called guaranteed future value. Still a balloon payment. So they say to the PCP, you buy this car, it's 300 quid a month. At the end of it, there's a guaranteed purchase price or guaranteed value, minimum value of 20 grand. But that means you have to give them 20 grand to get the car off them.
Yeah.
So that's the balloon payment.
Still owe them.
Yeah.
It's a balloon payment. It's not a guarantee. It's a guaranteed future what you owe me for that car.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. So I really dislike them, because I think as well over the last number of years, I've been saying this for years, and hopefully you don't get complaints. But every time on a radio show, some car dealer rings in, tells me I'm wrong, tells me I'm misleading the consumers because they want to sell more cars under this way. In the UK, it's been a massive scam on the commissions as well that people have been charging on PCPs, and the amount of interest they're able to put on. So the car salesmen are able to just put on whatever interest they wanted in the UK. It's a massive redress program for consumers over there going. So I always hate them. But the real reason is that if you get into financial difficulty, you now have no car, or you have to give them this balloon payment. Where I think if you have a normal car loan the car will have some value in it because they won't give you the car loan without having some equity in it. So you're buying a 20 grand car, you get a 14 grand car loan, you put 6 grand to it, usually your trade in.
Yeah.
And you still have some value in the car. And you can pay it down quicker. It's not as restrictive. So I think, everybody probably will use car finance at some stage. I think staying away from the PCP and trying to try away from new cars if you can because they just
Yeah.
they just devalue as soon as you drive them. Literally, off the forecourt, they're literally just down 10 grand or whatever you put a drive. But majority of them will just drop. What do you get, or can you tell us?
I must be. I got a brand new Volvo.
Oh, very good.
I've just always driven Volvos.
What type?
But what? XC60.
Oh, XC60, dead.
Yeah.
Lovely car.
Thing is, I love just like after a year being like, bored, let's trade it in. Let's see what we can do.
There's nothing wrong with that. And again, the PCP, then the guys who sell PCP, so that's a perfect thing because you can trade it in every 3 years. Just keep going.
I did get that email last year though about that balloon payment, and it was right, Ellie. You're at the end of your 3 years now with this car.
Yeah.
You can give me 24 grand and you'll own it.
Yeah.
Or you can just trade it in. And I was like, I fuck up, we'll lock in and go again. But then you're locked in.
But you're locked in again.
But then they get you then.
But you don't own your car though. So you never own the car.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You never actually own the car then if you keep doing it. You have to come out at some stage. But see, the problem with that is that when most people buy a car, if they get into any financial difficulty or someone loses their job, having to give that car back. Because psychologically in Ireland, we have this big thing. And you know what's the blame for the cars in Ireland is? The reg plates. Okay. So the reg plate is the biggest scam in the world because you literally put like your value on your reg plate. So people always say
with the number,
the
brand
number,
new
you're brand new. So we fall for this all the time where we just want to buy the 251 or the brand new car. Where in the UK they don't know. So we have a big ego with our cars in Ireland. So that's where this new car thing comes in from, and where the PCP matches are imperfectly every 3 years of change. Yeah. I think you're better off buying a second hand car, even if it's a demo model or a year old. Because it's already lost the value, and then taking a car loan with some type of money into it for yourself, and then taking a car loan and paying it down over 3 years, 5 years if you need it, if you don't want the repayments to be too high. But try. And then in 5 years' time, if you don't want to go again and you like your car, you've no repayments, or if you're saving for a mortgage, or saving for a wedding, or something's going on.
You don't have a big lump to pay off.
Yeah, you don't have a lump to pay off, and you can get yourself into financial stability. Do you remember mentioning earlier on about owning your wages?
Yeah.
Like when you sign a PCP contract, same as signing a loan for the credit union, they own a percentage of your salary now for the next 5 years. So I think it's always cool to be a situation where you own all your income and you don't have it literally going out to somebody all the time. The mortgage is different because it's obviously so big, but not many people could buy a house for 400 or 500 grand cash. So mortgages are okay. But after that, I think I'm not mad about the PCPs in particular. But if car finance, everyone uses them. I've used them. They're fine. Yeah, they are what they are. Yeah.
And finally, Paul, be honest. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever wasted your money on?
I know you know something in your head.
That you look back and you're like, what the fuck?
Why do I do that?
Do you know what? I actually cars cars. Yeah, we sold the business and bought Lamborghini. I got back after 6 months.
Did you?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Sarah got pregnant and I surprised number 4. She did, but no. I was using it at the weekends. It was a childhood dream car on my wall. Didn't lose any money on it, but it was actually too much money. I just couldn't enjoy it. It was just ridiculous.
You felt like a guilt having it.
It was a guilt. I don't know. I think in Ireland as well, it's not really that acceptable compared to maybe the UK and America. Drive really big cars. I wasn't drive every day anyway.
You don't really see them.
They don't see them at all. Where in the UK, they're everywhere. They go to London, everyone drives like big cars. I think that was the most ridiculous. I don't know, because it scratched the itch for that young kid that was
grow
a business, sell a business, and
did you have fun for those 6 months?
I was fucking dead.
Well then.
I might go back and get it. And that was brilliant. It was, but that's probably the biggest spend thing. And then I don't really know. Like, I don't really have that many regrets. Maybe the house before 2007 was a bad thing to do, but again, like, it was a house, so lived in it. Like, so it's not the worst thing in the world. No real regrets. I think the car was just a bit audacious, maybe. You know, but yeah.
And are you mad in your kids about money? Like, are you? AskPaul?
Yeah, kind of am. Like, we had actually one of the best things ever. I had a book out a couple last year. I can't remember. And money made easy. My son Luke had dressed up for World Book Day as me going to school, and that was deadly. That was deadly. I must say that was the best thing. But I mean the book. I mean Luke is 8 now. The other 2 are in their 20s. So yeah, I mean they all work. The older 2 work. They spend their own money. They save before they went to Thailand. They're saying so. We help them out when we need to, and we can. We're lucky. So I think when you, for some way, successful-wise, business-wise, and I think the best thing for us with the kids now is being able to say to them, when they were leaving college, or they were leaving school to go to college, just try and pick something you really want to do, rather than something that's going to have to rely on to make loads of money from. And that, so we could help them in that way, maybe in the future for mortgage and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they think they listen to my content. They better. When they got slaughtered, remember we had a bus campaign where we had the AskPaul brand all over the bus stops and buses. And they were both in, I think it was 5th and 6th year. I think they wanted to kill me. I think they wanted to kill me.
When you're in school. But then after school, you think you'll be like, that's really
so cool.
I think I'm on right now. Probably wasn't the best thing we're doing for the future.
No.
But they're good at money, and I think, they'd be fine. And then obviously I'm talking about money in a positive way anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully that rubs off on them.
Without even knowing it, probably subconsciously.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And actually, most people don't realise what they're doing for their family,
100%.
for whether it's good money habits or bad money habits that they're giving them. So I think they'll all end up being spenders like me, maybe. And that might be a concern. But look, if they have to earn
I feel
it,
like when you're a spender, then you have a hunger to make money
more.
As well.
Yeah,
because I feel like that.
I think that.
Because I like nice things. I'm like, I have to work hard to get
it.
So.
I think that. I really believe that. I think that's been my biggest work ethic, and the reason the business done so well is that we wanted to. I wanted to have money and be able to, and I think it's not a bad thing to say that.
No,
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I feel like it's a real Irish thing to like not talk about money and not like
it is.
And that's why we started the AskPaul brand in the first place.
Really?
We just started doing content. One of the biggest videos I did was I went to Madrid and I did a video. So I had Santander Bank, and first-time buyers at the time could get a mortgage over there for 1.5 fixed for 30 years. So 1.5% is like ridiculous, like free money. And we were being charged about 3.4% in Ireland. And that was one of my first videos that kind of blew up, I suppose, from a content point of view. But we only started AskPaul, never realised what I was going to do. It was always to try and make things simple for people to understand for personal finance. Stuff that you probably should have been taught in school.
Yeah.
And stuff like the accountant to you that was just, I find my industry is full of jargon and full of nonsense.
Full of big words. I don't know what that means.
And full of people that are full of themselves as well.
Yeah.
So, we just tried to demystify that by using social media, and luckily it played out well for us.
So you're going to help us with our red flag radar. So every week, just to explain it, people write in like a red flag that might have happened between them or their partner or something. We say if it's red or green. Because we don't. Sometimes it could be not a red flag.
My wife Sarah hasn't put one in here, has she?
I gotta know.
You bought a Lamborghini for 6 months. Is it a red flag?
What to do?
Yeah. So we've mixed these up a little bit today. Usually they are a bit like usually they're about like relationships.
One of them is
it
kind of
but we've tried to mix them up a little bit so they're more money focused.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is every time I bring up saving for a house or planning for the future, he changes the subject.
He wants to dump her.
Is that a red flag? Jesus Christ.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Just gone past red flag.
Sorry.
He's just trying to get out.
He has bad credit. He might have
He might have bad credit. Yeah, he might notice. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the bad credit one.
Bad credit.
No, look, I do think in fairness, though, people are talking about this. People are on different timelines as well.
They are.
And you might be in a relationship with somebody and you think the house or you think the whatever's going to be the next obvious move. But a house and a mortgage I think is a much bigger commitment than an actual wedding.
I've heard my mum told me that all my life.
You're financially linked to this person forever. Like it's so much more of a commitment than getting a ring in your finger. So I think I just want to dump her, that's about harsh. But I think maybe have a conversation about your timelines.
Where you both are.
Dinner or something. Because sometimes as well, like, people are scared of, it mightn't be even her, it might just be he's scared to look into the future. Because I get like that sometimes. Like,
yeah, it's kind of daunting. It is a daunting thing to think of.
And to be so tied into something, even just for yourself, not even with that partner for so long.
There is a stage where you just have to have that conversation. You have to talk about it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
The next one we have then is when we go for dinner, he never offers to pay the bill and we end up splitting it down to the last cent.
No, not cents.
The cents.
Not the 0.5.
He's not even rounding it up.
Can't stand that.
No.
Do you think a man should pay?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm sorry if that's sexist. I hope it's gentlemanly, like, is what I'm trying to make it. I'm not trying to be sexist. But I think a man should pay.
Yeah.
I think when you get into a relationship with somebody, it depends if it's 4 dates or whatever. I think when you get into a relationship with somebody, then you have whatever, you have a joint account and the joint account pays for whatever.
Yeah.
But, I would think. I think splitting bills like that is madness.
I
actually get
at the start.
I get cringe like that with my own family. If I'm out with my own family and my brother and sister are at a family meal and then the bill comes out and everyone starts calculating, like, I just want to pay for this. Like, this
get me out of here.
This is fucking mortifying.
Or someone's like,
no, you had and she had. Get me out of here.
They're totting it up.
Absolute nonsense. Like, no, I think on a date it's a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Personally speaking.
Yeah, especially when the first few.
Red
Yeah.
flag.
biggest thing. Or the
100%.
first. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never.
Or
text-
force in particular.
I wouldn't text her again.
No, blocked.
No.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. This actually isn't money related, but can we agree that knowing how to cycle with no hands is a red flag? A man, emphasis on the man, I mean a grown ass man, that cycles with no hands is up to no good. Lol.
Can you cycle a bike with no hands?
Specific.
Can you cycle a bike with no hands?
I don't think, I've
So
never
just
tried
of
it.
all the ones I was worried about coming up, that wasn't one of them.
It's
yeah.
up to no good.
Yeah.
A grown man.
I say a bloke should be cycling on the road, no hands, any.
Surely it's dangerous.
I think it's a
Hands
teenage.
in the
I think,
pocket.
I think it's an ick. I think if you see a bloke,
ick.
Yes.
an adult man doing it's an ick rather than
Yeah.
where a teenager, you go, "Oh, look at that
Yeah.
little sap." Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. But if you feel pity for it, but
Yeah.
yeah, an adult man doing it is probably a nick. And
I
a red
feel-
flag. We give him a
yeah.
red flag, yeah?
Red flag.
Imagine he came to collect her or something on the bike with
Oh,
no
please.
hands.
No.
Jump on.
Jump on the back there.
Pegs on the back.
Yeah, chance.
Jump on that.
I feel like she's in it with someone. at the
Yeah,
moment,
and
it's
she
just-
she found out he cycles
she
with
found
no
out he
hands.
cycles with no hands.
Dumped.
Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
Because
Yeah.
why? Although he might have learned when he was a kid,
I know now.
and he might think it's cool.
Tell him to get a PCP and get a car.
Yeah.
what you said not to do. Yeah, red flag. No
Red.
hands.
No.
Oh,
Red flag.
very good.
Paul, where can people find you on socials and all the rest?
Yeah, AskPaul.ie is the website and our Instagram page, our TikTok page, everything's AskPaul.ie. Yeah,
Right.
so forward over there.
Paul, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for
you so
having me.
much,
Really
Paul.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
that. Thank you.